আপনারা দেখছেন ২১শে টেলিভিশন। Japan International Cooperation Agency JICA is now one of the world's largest bilateral organizations for development initiatives working in over 152 countries. It started its full-scale activities in Bangladesh back in 1973. In 1974, Bangladesh received the first official development assistance. Since then, JICA has been the most important and currently the largest bilateral development partner of Bangladesh. In order to reduce poverty in developing countries through sustainable development, JICA has set 3 priority goal areas, which are economic growth, social development with human security, and good governance. In order to achieve these goals, JICA is promoting 3 types of assistance such as technical cooperation, concessionary loans, and grant aid.
Hello dear viewers, I'm Masood Khan. Welcome to Watch the Diplomats. The Diplomats is a kind of program where you talk about diplomacy, we talk about tourism, we talk about trade, and many bilateral issues, especially the development issues between the countries. Today we have invited the Chief Representative, Mr. Mikio Hatayeda. Hello, Mr. Hatayeda, how are you?
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here.
Yes, so when did you arrive in Bangladesh?
I came to Dhaka January last, and well, the social situation almost went back to normal. So luckily, I have been able to work in full swing from the outset.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So how do you feel here in Bangladesh? Because you have worked many countries.
Yes.
If you could tell us which other countries you work, and in compared to those countries, how do you feel here in Bangladesh?
Well, I was stationed in Delhi, India, 20 years back for 3 years. And after that, I had been long in charge of South Asian countries, including Bangladesh, at our headquarters in Tokyo, Japan. So I made many business trips to South Asian countries, so I'm very familiar with the situation of this region. And though this is my first stay in Bangladesh, but I feel, people of Bangladesh is very friendly, especially for Japanese. So I'm very happy to be here. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I mean that we have a big similarity with Japanese people and Bangladeshi people. Could you tell us, JICA is a great development partner of Bangladesh.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could tell something about the development activity here in Bangladesh in particular.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Since 1973, we at JICA have been collaborating with the people and the government of Bangladesh in almost all sectors across the country. Well, there are many achievements made with your people and government, but namely, I would like to raise some examples that 73 long and medium bridges, including Bangabandhu Jamuna Bridge.
Yes.
And 3,500 kilometer rural road, including over 400 small bridges, and 1,170 megawatt power generation capacity, which is roughly 15% of the total generation capacity of Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
And also the at
Yeah.
5 sites with the capacity to entirely cover the country. And also 117 cyclone shelters in the southern. Also, I'd like to mention that we have been supporting the rural governance as well as the maternal and neonatal health.
Oh yes.
Yeah, by encouraging people's participation into local government.
Right.
And also the improving accountability of government officials to local people. And finally, let me
Right.
mention that about the Japanese volunteers. Currently, upward of 70 Japanese volunteers are engaged
Right.
in their first or second year activity across Bangladesh. And 70 is the largest number among our partner countries. Japanese volunteers adapt themselves to Bangladesh's language, lifestyle, culture, and food habits.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and the cumulative number of Japanese volunteers dispatched to Bangladesh during the last 40 years is as many
Right.
as 1,150.
Excellent. So we know many Bangladeshi people, they have huge interest in Japanese language,
Mm-hmm.
and Japanese people can pick up Bangla language very quickly. So what is the similarity between these two language and culture?
Well, I don't think the Bangla and Japanese are so similar. In fact, those Japanese volunteers have to go through 2 months training in Japan before coming over here. And plus, after coming here, they have to go through 1 month's training in Dhaka. But, the mentality of Bangladesh people seems quite similar to ours. They,
True.
according to the Japanese volunteers, most of them raise the first thing is number one is the great hospitality,
Oh yes.
especially foreign people.
Extremely important.
Yes. And they almost always being invited
True.
to lunch or dinner.
Correct.
And and also they are kind of modest. Bangladesh people are modest.
Modest people.
Yeah.
Japanese people are very humble
yeah,
as well.
yeah, right. So
Yeah.
we feel very comfortable
Thank
to speak and get acquainted with many Bangla people. So
True. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Mikio Hatayada. One thing you have mentioned very correctly, that the people of Japan and people of Bangladesh, we have one similarity, that is the people of Japan is very humble, and Bangladeshi people also talk in heart and feel in heart. That's very true. Thank you so much, Mr. Hatayada. One question is very important, I believe, that is, what are the key challenges? You're working in Bangladesh for a long time. So what are the key challenges here and the development priorities here in Bangladesh? If you could tell something for the viewers.
Okay. Well, I think Bangladesh is at a critical juncture, facing, I believe, mainly 3 challenges. The first challenge is energy shortage.
Correct.
Bangladesh cannot depend solely on the domestic natural gas any longer, and it has to significantly increase the import
Yes.
of primary energy, such as coal and liquefied natural gas, which might result in huge trade deficit.
Trade deficit, very
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
And the challenge number 2 is the huge job demand. It is said that as many as 3 million people will continue entering into labor market every year for the
Right.
next 20 years. And unless sufficient job opportunities are provided, it might cause social unrest.
True.
And the third challenge, I think, is the international competition.
Absolutely.
The government of Bangladesh is targeting 2021 for becoming middle income country.
Middle income
right?
country, correct.
So then Bangladesh has to inevitably graduate from the status of least developed country.
True.
That means to lose varieties of preferential trade treatment, which Bangladesh is now enjoying. And Bangladesh will have to face very harsh international competition. These are three challenges, I believe. And in order to cope with these challenges, I think Bangladesh should take mainly three measures. The first, it should promote labor-intensive manufacturing industries to penetrating into
Right.
the global value chains. There is a conference
Right.
called Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP in short, to which 10 ASEAN countries, Japan, China, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, and India
Okay.
have been discussing to make full-fledged trade networks.
True.
So I think Bangladesh should consider take part in such a trade agreement.
True.
The third challenge measure is the
Well,
diversification of export industries.
true.
There are two kind of twin engines
Right.
for Bangladesh now. One is RMG
RNG,
export.
ready-made garment, correct.
Yeah,
Mm.
and another is the overseas remittance. But I think Bangladesh should not be complacent over these twin strong engines. It should explore to diversify other export
Absolutely.
industries. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Hatayeda, for your suggestion. I'm sure the policymakers will definitely take great consideration of it. So with this, you have said so much about the activities here in Bangladesh. So can you take a look on the screen, your development activity here in Bangladesh? Well,
Is that prepared?
Mr. Haddad, we have seen huge development activity in the screen about Jica. So with this, we'd like to take a short break. So dear viewers, with this, we'd like to take a short break. We're coming back soon. Again, we'd like to welcome you to Watch the Diplomats. So we are talking to the Chief Representative of Jica, Bangladesh, Mr. Mikio Hatayada. Well, we have come to know much about the development activity here in Bangladesh. You have told much about the key challenges and again the priorities in development here in Bangladesh. So, Mr. Hatayada, if you could tell something about your current activity here in Bangladesh and also the upcoming project here in Bangladesh.
Mm-hmm. Recently, a new chapter of the relationship between Japan and Bangladesh was inaugurated when Honorable Prime Ministers Shinzo Abe and Sheikh Hasina agreed to elevate the bilateral relationship to a new height called Japan-Bangladesh Comprehensive Partnership during the summit in Tokyo last May. And equally significantly, Prime Minister Abe proposed a new initiative of the Bay of Bengal Industrial Growth Belt called Big B for short, as a measure to guide the comprehensive partnership. Prime Minister Abe also announced to provide 600 billion yen, equivalent to roughly $6 billion US dollars.
$6 billion US dollars, right.
In 4 to 5 years. Prime Minister Hasina appreciated this proposal. And Big B is a grand design to promote industrial agglomeration and take full advantage of the vibrant economic growth from Pacific to Indian Ocean.
Right.
Big B foresees that Bangladesh should transcend its national borders to as a kind of a node and hub of the regional economy, since Bangladesh is located just in between South Asia and Southeast Asian countries. And Bangladesh should reshape itself to a sparkling trading nation, deeply incorporated in the global value chains.
Right.
So Jica is to effectively implement these commitments made by the two prime ministers.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hatayada. You have said the development activity, current activity and the upcoming activity between these two countries, because Japan and Bangladesh, we enjoy extremely wonderful friendly relationship, of course. And Jica is doing huge for development activity here in Bangladesh. As you know that Padma Bridge is one of the long expected dream of the people of Bangladesh.
Right.
And if you could tell something about the Padma Bridge for the viewers of Equity Television.
Yeah. Well, we understand that Padma Bridge is a must for development of Bangladesh and the regional economy as well. That's why we signed on the loan agreement in May 2011. We co-financed with the World Bank and Asian Development Bank. And there was a clause of close effectuation in all the three loan agreements. And the clause stipulated that each and every loan agreement can be effectuated only when two other loan agreements get effectuated. Thus, when the government of Bangladesh withdrew its request to the World Bank, our loan agreement as well as ADBs got unable to be effectuated.
Right.
So we were very sorry to have missed this important project. So what I can say now is to wish your government all the success, in implementing this
Thank
project.
you. Mr. Hatayeda, another huge problem and key problem in Bangladesh is a transportation problem, So how JICA can cooperate especially to solve this problem?
Well, last February, February 2013, we signed with the government of Bangladesh on the first loan agreement for Dhaka Mass Transit Development Project.
Right.
Now your cabinet identified this project, one of the first track project.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And this project will introduce first ever mass transit system in Bangladesh. The total length will be 20.1 kilometer, all elevated.
Elevated, yeah.
Stretching in the north-south direction between the Uttar North and the headquarters of Bangladesh Bank.
Bangladesh Bank to Uttara.
Uttar North, yes,
okay,
20.1 kilometer. And transportation time between these 2 points
Yes.
will be reduced from the present 2 hours to only 36 minutes. Dhaka MRT will definitely mitigate the traffic jam in the capital, serving 5 lakh people per day. And Rajuk has just handed over the necessary land for depot to Dhaka Transit System Company Limited. And this executing agency selected a general consultant last November, and that consulting team is drawing detailed design. So I hope Dhaka MRT will start operation by 2021.
2021.
Or even earlier, I hope.
Okay. Excellent. This is a long expected, again, dream of the people of Bangladesh, especially people who are living in Dhaka city.
Right.
This is a huge problem for the people who are living in, Dhaka.
Yes.
Thank you so much for cooperating such a big project here in Bangladesh, especially in Dhaka. And if you could tell something, JICA just operating their activity here globally. So how many countries altogether it would be?
Well, as I said, our overseas office is now 92.
92.
Yeah, but I think more than that countries have been supported for the last. Currently, this year is 60th, 60 anniversary of Japanese official development assistance.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Already 60 years.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent, Mr. Hatayeda. We came to know your global activity, and our viewers might be benefited with this. Thank you so much, Mr. Hatayeda. So with this, can you take a short break with this? Viewers, let's take a short break. We're coming back soon. Viewers, again welcome to Watch the Diplomats. We are talking to Chief Representative of JICA Bangladesh, Mr. Mikio Hatayeda. Well, Mr. Hatayeda, education is the backbone of a nation, and JICA is a great development partner. So do you have any kind of educational program or project here in Bangladesh?
Yes, we have been engaged in the primary education with other donor organizations. through financial assistance as well as some technical cooperation. You see, the enrollment rate
Right.
to the primary education in Bangladesh is now almost 100%. That's
Right.
very good achievement, I think.
True.
But now the issue is the quality of education in primary
Extremely
school.
important, correct.
Yes. So at this moment, I'm sorry to say the quality of primary education is not so high. So we have been supporting to prepare teaching package. It's a kind of a guidelines
Okay.
to teachers of
I mean,
primary
teachers
education
training,
how
correct.
to effectively
Teach in the classroom, correct.
Yes, right.
Well, Mr. Hadada, another question is very important. We believe electricity.
Mhm.
This is one of the important sector here in Bangladesh. So if you could tell something about the Jica activity, especially on the power generation and electricity development.
Well, currently the maximum capacity of Bangladesh can meet 80% of peak demand.
Correct.
So Bangladesh government has to continue substantially augmenting the generation capacity to catch up with the dramatically growing demand for electricity.
Right.
In addition, as I mentioned, considering the gloomy prospect of domestic natural gas, which is now running 65% of power generation.
65% of
Yeah,
power generation.
domestic
True.
natural gas. So considering the gloomy prospect of that, energy mix should be diversified, shifting mainly to imported coal. So we at Jica are leading this trend by supporting the construction of 1,200 megawatt coal-fired thermal power plant in Matabari Island, 60 kilometers south of Chittagong City, adopting the state-of-the-art ultra supercritical thermal power technology with the first ever deep sea port
Deep support, correct.
in Bangladesh with 18-meter depth.
80-meter deep.
18-meter depth. First for coal handling, but that port can be utilized for other purposes in the future. So Jica signed with government of Bangladesh on the first loan agreement for this Matabari power project last month.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. So another question is, Jica is supporting us, especially as many as 117 cyclone project.
Mhm.
So if you could tell something about it. Yeah?
Yes. We supported construction of 117 cyclone shelters
Okay.
on the southern southern area
Coastal
of
area,
Bangladesh,
right.
coastal area, yeah. And those shelters can be utilized for primary education, for normal days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a second storage,
Right.
and it has a deep, water, facility.
Right.
So it's so deep. So
Right.
even when cyclone came,
Correct.
people can tap the water from
True.
that facility, and each shelter can hold more than 300 people
Right.
during the to
Right.
maneuver the cyclones. So I
Right.
think the cyclone shelters has been contributing to reducing the number of people who
Correct.
die or injured.
Right. Thank you
by
so much, Mr.
cyclone,
Hatayada.
yeah.
Another vital question is, Dhaka Mass Rapid Project is one of the priority project in Bangladesh. What is the present situation and transportation problem as well?
Well, We signed on a loan agreement in February 2013 for Dhaka Mass Rapid Transit project. And this project will introduce the first ever transit system in Bangladesh. And the total length will be 20.1 kilometer, all elevated, stretching in north-south direction from Uttara North to the headquarters of Bangladesh Bank. The transportation time between 2 points will be reduced from present 2 hours to only 36 minutes, serving 5 lakh people per day. The Dhaka MRT will definitely mitigate the traffic jam in the capital city.
All right.
And the present situation is, first, the cabinet identified this project as one of the fast-track projects.
Fast-track project,
yes.
Right.
And Rajuk has just handed over the necessary land for depot. And Dhaka Transit Corporation Limited, which is executing agency of this project, selected the general consultant last November, and those consulting team is drawing detailed design.
Right.
So I hope Dhaka MRT will start operation by 2021 or even earlier.
Right. Another very major question, Mr. Hatayada, I would like to ask you. That is, in Bangladesh, you know, we have huge, especially the young people in Bangladesh, and they are the ultimate strength of this country. So do you have any special message for the young people of Bangladesh? And of course, message for the viewers as a whole, you know?
As I said, Bangladesh is at a critical juncture. In order to take off to middle-income country and beyond, Bangladesh has to foster an enabling environment which can attract much more private investment and promote manufacturing industries conducive to creation of job opportunities as well as export earnings.
Correct.
So for those young generations are the most valuable or invaluable resource of Bangladesh, and we would like to expect those young generations of Bangladesh to support this kind of a unprecedented endeavor of Bangladesh at this such a crucial moment at the critical juncture.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hatayada. Last but not least, my question is if you could tell something about your family, because my viewers are interested to know about your family as well.
Well, I have one son.
Okay.
And unfortunately, my wife and son are living in Yokohama, on the south of Tokyo, Japan.
Yes.
Because my wife has to look after her old mother who needs daily care. And my son, who is in the 3rd and final year of high school, has to study to take entrance examinations of universities early next year. So I'm now enjoying my single life in Dhaka.
So I'm sure that you'll invite them to see Bangladesh. Right?
Yes, I would like to.
They'll see Bangladesh. Bangladesh. So have you traveled out of Dhaka? I mean,
yes.
So.
Well, I went to Bogra,
Kuakata,
Cox's Bazar, and Josol, Chatukira, and Norusindi, but many other places to visit.
Interesting
for me.
places still left,
But I have 3 years to go.
3 years to go.
I'd like to cover all the areas.
I'm sure you cover every places, every district of this beautiful country as well.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hatayada, for coming to our studio.
My pleasure. So much. My pleasure.